So, the show is going on,
Okay.
again and again.
I'm excited.
Here we are in the Golden Duck Gallery in Budapest. I am Catherine Váradi, the founder and the owner of the gallery, and here is Mr. and Dr. Niladri Sarkar, Professor Niladri Sarkar, who is the founder and the owner of Teravarna Gallery from Los Angeles. For those who don't know where Los Angeles is, from the United States of America. But we are not going to talk too much because we are here to talk, for the artists to talk. It's a panel discussions where we invited artists who used to be present in our gallery and who participate in this fantastic ArtBIAS 3 exhibition, which is the product of our collaboration. It's already the third exhibition of this type. So all of those artists are the participants and the winners of this open call. All of them are exhibited in these walls and on these walls. And so now we would like to listen to them and to know how they can exist in today's world, what difficulties they have, what problems they have, what challenges they face, how can they survive. And for those who don't feel very certain in their English, or for those who need to go in short time, so please just tell and I will help you with interpreting your speech and for you not to stay here too long for you. So just be free, we are just talking. So who will be the first, the bravest? What?
Like in a school.
Yeah.
I think you are. You look like being the bravest.
Hát, hogyha nem baj, akkor én magyarul beszélnék,
Okay.
jó? Tehát, hogy mégiscsak tudom, hogy ez egy nemzetközi találkozó. Köszönöm szépen, hogy itt lehetek művészként. A nevem Gödri Matilda. Igazából nem olyan régen festek. Minden médiumot, mindent is, amit csak lehet festeni, tanulok, gyakorlok folyamatosan, és örülök, hogy itt vagyok.
So Matilda wasn't brave enough to speak English, so it's Matilda Gödri, who is an artist, self-tutored artist who is painting not for too long time, but she is trying, I know her for a few years already, so she is trying all different types of mediums, and she's very happy to be in this exhibition and to be present in this panel's talks too.
Miről beszéljek?
Hát igazából, hogy tudod, szóval igazából mik a céljaid, mit szeretnél valamit elérni, vagy csak hobbi?
Hát én most jelentkeztem a Képzőművészeti Egyetemre. Én festek, de ugyanis a szívemhez a szobrászat áll közel, mint tudod, hogy ugye én próbálkoztam újrahasznosított installációkkal, úgyhogy nekem most ez a legújabb álmom, hogy szobrásszá váljak. Remélem, hogy sikeres lesz a felvételem is, úgyhogy festeni is fogok, de inkább a szobrászatban szeretnék én a közeljövőben részt venni. Ugyanúgy szeretnék a újrahasznosított, tehát hogy azért ez a eco-design téren szeretnék elindulni. Majd meglátjuk, hogy ennek milyen sikere lesz. Nyilvánvalóan ugye a festészet az egy kicsit szebb, tehát látványosabb, mint a szobrászat, meg hát ugye ez, amiről ugye beszéltünk előzőleg, hogy hát ezt hogyan lehet értékesíteni, ugye? Tehát, hogy a festményeknél is az eredetiség, na most ugye a szobrászatnál, tehát, hogy lakásokban egyáltalán, ugye, tehát ma már nem rakunk ki szobrokat, tehát, hogy Hát nyilvánvalóan, de hát ez még kevesebb százalék, mint a festészet. Nyilván Budapest ugye egy olyan város, ahol építészetében ugye belefér a szobrászat, és hogyha az újrahasznosítást is ebbe bele lehet vinni, át lehet gondolni, át lehet térben, tehát ugye hasznosítani, akkor hát én erre nyitott vagyok, tehát hogy én a közeljövőben nekem a szobrászat.
So I actually asked Matilda if she has any plans or what are her goals in life, because as a newly born artist, so what does she want to live from it or anything? And she said that she applied to be a student of our Academy of Art, Budapest Academy of Art, because what is really close to her is sculpture. And of course, she realizes that trying to live from sculpture is even more difficult than to live from art, normal art painting,
Yes.
because actually people don't buy even normal artworks, paintings, and now it's very rare that people buy sculptures. So she knows that. She knows exactly that the marketing. If we speak about terms in marketing, that people who are potential auditorium for those, it's even smaller, but I suppose that you want to meet your soul.
Yes.
To meet your soul. Yes. Még valaki, aki szeretne bemutatkozni? Anyone, if possible, in English?
Yes, no, in English. My name is Mary Wind, and I thank you very much for this possibility to being here with you. It's a very big pleasure for me. When I was a child, I always draw and painted everything what I could, and after it I submitted to the College of Fine Arts in Budapest, but it was successful, but they refused me that there was no enough place for everyone. So then I used my English, and I got to the College for Foreign Trade, and I worked as a foreign trade executive. And later on I went to a bank. Now I decided to finish the work, stop it, and I started to paint for 3 years. And a big shock was in my life after COVID. I lost my friend, and the home office was very bad and it was a very bad thing as I had it. And after it I started to paint because I needed the freedom. I wanted to get breeze, and I wanted to forget the whole world. And I am very happy that I am here now, and for several times I was lucky to present my artworks here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I mean, both of you are really our friends already, and our very frequent artists, all of you actually being here, because it's, as I always tell, it's gallery, it's just one part. Another part, gallery without an artist cannot exist. So and it's very, so now you don't, you do think it's your hobby at the moment?
No, it's more than a hobby, because I paint very frequently, and it is when I recognized that after 2 months I had 30 paintings, I got frightened because
you don't have a spare place for.
I live in a small flat, so you have to store these items. It's a big problem. Then I was looking around, where can I put these, because my classmates said that Mary, you always wanted to be a painter, you have to go to an exhibition. And I was looking around, and I found some places in Zugló, where I live, where I could submit my portfolio. And then I got a big yes, that yes, these are perfect, you will get a time and you can do the exhibition. So it was a great challenge for me because when I wanted to put the portfolio what I will present there, I put the paintings in the floor, and I was looking at that one, which one I was I was completely aside, so a mad feeling because it was very nice to decide which the paintings do I have to take with me and with what other items. Then I made photos and I made a list, and it was all together. And it was a great success. And it's a very good thing when you are sitting from a big audience and they ask questions and you have to give a reply. So it's an interesting thing, and I was very lucky that my son plays very good on guitar, and he made some music with this presentation.
Background music for
yes,
the presentation.
And they told us it was a family co-production.
Oh, it's great. It's actually great.
But it was my idea. My son doesn't want it at first.
Of course, you have to make your children help you with those things.
And I told him that you have to do that because you are good at guitar. And it was very good.
And actually, congratulations, because as I see it, Mary is a rare case, because I am not that case, and as I know Matilda is not that case either. We are always experimenting in different styles and different mediums, and Mary has her own
Yes.
style which is recognizable immediately. You're painting with acrylic, you're painting with a special palette, palette of your colors, and so
I like vibrant colors.
yeah, vibrant colors. I know the greens, pinks, and those red ones, and they are all full of energy and life. And it's from this point of view, it's easier for you because you're recognizable. With us, it's
Yes.
much more difficult because we always make different things.
Yes.
We know possible styles, but we are this character, so it's just the thing you can't change.
Thank you. But others also told me that my paintings can be recognized because I use very vibrant colors, and also
The stroke of brush stroke, yeah,
of
the way
brush.
how you paint. Yeah, exactly. So, oh, Peter.
My name is Peter Szilágyi. I'm always surprised, and it's very funny for me when I'm told to be artist, because I never wanted to be an artist. I've got a present from my wife 5 years ago because I'm retired since 16, just to do other things as well, and I participated in a 16-hour study with a very good master, Kálmán Gasztonyi.
Yes. Who we know very
Yes.
well because we
Yeah.
also participated in his
Yes.
studies. Yeah, he's our
Kálmán.
master too.
And yes, I didn't want to, tell you the truth, I never wanted to oil paint. Why? Oil is stinky, the canvases are large, where to put them when painting
General
is
problem
ready.
of logistics, yeah.
But I've got this present from my wife, and I'm a good pupil, and I made this study with Kálmán, and I'm very happy with it.
Yes.
And I started to, when I painted my first painting with Kálmán, monochrome painting, I saw that looks like a painting.
Wow.
What is it? The second one, a color painting, seashore with with nice mountains and boat on the sea and how to say felhők.
No.
Clouds.
Yeah, yes. And when it was ready, I was shocked. It was me who painted it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And so I started to make my own paintings as well, and I have very many photos of my which I made, and I traveled a lot and make photos of people, panoramas, cities, and so on, and I try to paint this upon these photos, not these photos exactly, but
just a reference one.
Yes,
reference one, yeah.
yes, and first I said that I will paint only cities and
Architecture.
architecture and mountains and waters and so on, because I cannot paint figures. I was always good at drawing architecture and
Exact
figure,
forms.
yeah, exact
form,
forms, but never was good at portraits and figures. But now I am interested very much in figures as well, and I started to paint everything.
So this is the way how it's like making like this with art.
Yes.
Ja.
And I'm in a very good position because I am not living from art, but I would like. I am very happy when people evaluate my works. So I don't think I want to sell all my pictures for peanuts. I think if somebody likes my painting, he or she must pay for it.
It's exactly.
Or I give for my friends, for my family,
It's
I
different.
give
It's
a
different.
present, and I am very happy when my son says, "Father, it's terrific. I want to see it at my wall. It's yours." and he is very happy, and I am very happy.
And you know, Peter's stories are really some kind of all the stories of all who are here are success stories. But you know, as you started to paint late, and he was one the best of show on one of our shows, and his artwork was immediately sold. It was really a great success because I remember this artwork. It was fantastic, and since that I see how you develop, and I saw also you won the award of the best of month on this fine art Facebook group, and as we collaborate with them, your artwork is on the wall in our other gallery, which is Source Gallery. And when I saw that artwork, it is so different from what you used to do. It's black and white, showing it's something between realism and abstract and some kind of, but it shocked me from the good side. Oh wow! And to tell you the truth, I realized that you will be a very good portrait painter because I saw your artwork which was showing your wife and your daughter, I suppose. And I recognized them
Not
immediately.
daughter.
No daughter?
My wife and another.
Because I saw your wife, so I recognized her.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why I thought it was your daughter, because I thought it was a family painting of her.
Yeah.
But I recognized your wife from I didn't see your name at first. Just the portrait of you, and it's Peter's wife.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic. So but you see, we already have a problem which we all face: the space. the space on logistic. When we paint a lot, we don't have the space where to store the artwork. So this is the problem number one. No.
Well, I have a story about that. My name is Alisa Taletovica. I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I started painting when I was 11. By the age of 15, I had the first solo show in former Yugoslavia. And then 3 years later, the war will happen, and then I ended up going to Austria, becoming a refugee, and after that, moving to Australia, migrating and living there for 17 years. But returning to this, my mom, who is passed away now, she never understood that I had to paint, that it was bigger than everything else. It was like a breath, you know, like you have to breathe and you have to paint. And she said to me once, we were having a cup of coffee, I remember, in her apartment, she said, "Alisa, you have enough paintings. Stop now." and I was like, but I have to paint. I have to paint. If I don't paint, I'm not well. Because through all my life, being coming from a very traumatic childhood, and then war, and then migrating, and coming into a different country where you have to learn to speak different language, you have to learn to grow up very quickly. You sort of have this notion, you build up everything inside of you. And my art is very intuitive. I paint what I feel, and I paint what I'm thinking. And for many years, that was in Australia, a lot of homes and beautiful houses and birds, emus and eucalyptuses, and this was like a feeling of a home. So for me, Australia was like a second place where I belong. And where did I belong? So I was always fighting, where do I belong, to Bosnia and Herzegovina or to Australia. So this became important part of my artistic journey. So in Australia, I painted a lot of grounding, a lot of belonging and identity things that I felt through, and people really felt that. They were always saying that I paint like they were sort of comparing me to Marc Chagall, which was later for me such a compliment, because I love the romance of the whole thing and the fairy tale of the whole thing. But then I finished Bachelor of Fine Arts at RMIT University, and I did also electronic design and interactive media, and I sort of exhibited and found galleries by myself throughout Australia, and then had my job to support me as a graphic designer. So I was always, in between, trying to sort of live from my art and be creative, but also find galleries, paint my life, paint my experiences. That was 17 years. In 2011, we decided to come back to Bosnia and Herzegovina, to return and to spend some time with our parents, and also to give ourselves a little bit of a break of surviving somewhere. So another life started becoming after that, 2011, so it's 13 years now in Bosnia and Sarajevo, and I had the most difficult period of my life in painting, because it's a new life. I had to relearn everything, because I didn't belong there as well as I didn't belong in Australia when I arrived. So I started digging inside, and I found a lot of pain. I found a lot of traumas, a lot of healing needed to be done. So my art again was a savior. I was saving myself through art. And so for me, I'm painting as a modern artist, expressive and figurative style, which I never take a photograph. to paint. I am usually inspired in a nature somewhere where I go, and then I carry that pictures in my head. So I paint from a memory. So I paint as intuitive memory of me being there. So the painting here is from the collection She Becomes Landscape. As I feel I become landscape when I am painting. There are always notions of suns and flowers and roots, and these faces that I see them on the wall, on the mountains, on the clouds. Even when I'm walking, I see a face. So I paint a lot of those faces. They can be really ugly, but they're also quite beautiful to me. So for me, my art is a savior. That's what I wanted to say, because I can't stop. I am now in the best productive years of my painting. I paint in my art studio, and I feel like I am just peeling now finally, and giving myself time to peel everything that I have inside that I need to express and paint. So I'm grateful that I met you, that I'm in this wonderful gallery, and I met also you as well and your wife. It's for me, it's important to get out there, to meet people, to see other artists, what they're doing, and also to make new friends, to make new collaborations, do beautiful things together. So that's why I sort of came a few days ago to Budapest, and I love Budapest. Budapest for me is really one of the nicest cities now amongst many cities we've been through. But for some reason there is a romance here, and people are kissing on the banks of the river, you know, like sitting on the benches and kissing and smooching like I used to when I was growing up. You know, I don't see that. I don't see that anywhere. So I said to my husband, there is a romance here. This is beautiful. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me and who I am and what I'm painting.
And you know, this is what all of you told. This is a story that we need in the gallery to sell. It's not because we are listening for you just to sell. It's life story, and people are interested in other people. This is, we have so strange time now when people don't meet each other. Young people, they are all sitting in their phones and not talking to each other, but together with this, people are seeking for other people. And your artworks can be some kind of chain, connection.
Yes.
This between. So
Important.
this is, and you spoke, all of you spoke now with human words without saying very clever terms of official academies, and you are also fantastic and you are close to us, and people who will buy your artworks will feel this too. So we need 2 more brave people here. Okay.
My name is Rez Ila, or Ila Rez, whatever you like. I've been painting for 6 years now. I made the faculty of art when I was in high school. But I fell in love with literature, so I went to study literature and Italian language and forgot drawing and painting. And 6 years ago, I went to study interior design for 2 years. It was a course for 2 years. And during this, I had to draw and paint a lot. And finally, I realized that I don't want to do interior design, but I want to draw and paint, mostly paint. So from that time, I paint. I tried everything, aquarelle and oil and anything. And now, after 6 years, I'm working with wax.
Wow.
It's encaustic,
Wow.
which is absolutely amazing. I am totally enchanted by it. And I go
With hot
courses.
wax or cold
Hot wax.
Oh,
Hot
God.
wax.
So
I tried cold wax as well with oil. It's amazing, but the hot wax is unbelievable. And the latest improvement in my art is that I do wax collages. So it's photo encaustic as well. So you can use photo into the wax and put different parts together. And it's very, very good method to show very different things, like your emotions, your past, your relatives, or anything. So I decided to make a relationship therapy series through these collages, and this is what I'm working on now.
So actually, for you, it's also like a healing.
Oh, absolutely.
Like finding yourself, and so it's a great thing, because I think all of us can say the same. So the strength of art is, I think, for both sides. I mean, from the point of view of the person who is painting and who is watching the painting, because you know, we notice that our gallery changes a lot when we change the exposition, when we have new artworks, and the whole spirit of it remains Golden Duck Gallery, but all your artworks, they bring their own energies, and it makes it different. So this is fantastic.
And one more thing, referring to your mom, my husband told me the same. Eva, now you have a lot of painting. Let's start to sell. Not stop painting. Let's start to sell.
But he doesn't know that it's not easy to sell, even though, you know, it sells. It's still not easy to sell. You have to be, like you were saying on the talk, you have to be on LinkedIn, you have to be on Facebook, you have to be on Instagram. And I was already thinking, yes, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to do any of this. I just want to have an agent to sell me and to find everything they need to do. And here I am with my art. I'll just paint, and I will leave that to them. But it's hard. It's not easy.
If you ask us what is our problem, my main problem is how to get myself marketed.
Oh yes.
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 Ez a legnehezebb.
I am trying in the last few years to be present on Instagram, on Facebook. I have website forever and ever, but I don't sell online. I never had, maybe once or twice. I sell in physical space where people come and see my energy on the paintings.
Yes,
absolutely
And,
understandable.
And the problem is to find galleries who will give you that opportunity and believe that you know that the artwork is there for the right reasons.
This is why we are grateful to you guys.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a great thing for us to hear too.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
it's, you know. Nem fogod megnézni. Tehát nem vagyunk olyan sokan, hogy ne vegyük észre. We have one more lady who is just trying to hide herself.
Én Bezecki Tímán vagyok, és hát a festészet nekem egy későn jött szerelem volt. Igazából a nagy szerelem az a zene volt, de hát sem énekelni nem tudok, sem hegedülni. Egyébként a hegedű az számomra egy ilyen családi number one, de és a festészet inkább egy út, egy tök jó utazás, ami a színek, illetve hát a figurális festészet, ami nekem nagyon bejön, amit nagyon szeretek. A színek, illetve hát a fény és az árnyék játéka. És a figurálisban is az, amit igazán szeretek, a pillanat, az adott épp az a mozdulat, vagy az pont a mozdulatlanság. Tehát én ezeket szeretem, és hát ezt próbálom megfesteni, és hát próbálom tanulni, hogy hogyan fessem meg, ugye én is Kasztonyi Kálmánhoz járok, és Ami a legnehezebb szerintem, hogy tudom ezt visszaadni. Még ha el is készít az ember egy jó festményt, tehát én nem tudom jól fotózni, de hát ez a többieknek is így hallottam, hogy sem jól fotózni. Illetve hát az online galériáknál, ha már itt tartunk, hogy nagyon nehéz, hogy az ember most hol jelentesse meg, vagy hova küldje be, mert szerintem ami a hátránya, az előnye is az online galériának, hogy a hátránya, hogy kicsit olyan személytelen, mert hát igazából a művész nem kerül előtérbe, viszont ez az előnye, mert az online galéria mindjárt a festményt nézi. És így lehetőség van tényleg arra, hogyha valaki tehetséges, vagy valami, akkor rögtön látják, hogy hát ez a kép tök jó, és csak aztán keresik meg esetleg, hogy ez a művész az mennyire elismert, vagy hány helyen állított ki, vagy ilyesmi.
Már most muszáj lefordítanom, a másik minden már a felétel fogunk felejteni. So this lady is Timé Bezecki, and art is a late love of her life. The first love, it was music, but actually in her art she sees the way of her life, and she paints figures, and also for her it's the most important thing is to paint the play of light and shadow and movement, even if there is no movement, as if I understood well. And she also goes to Kálmán Gasztani together with Peter and myself, and Matilda also.
Elfelejtettem mondani, hogy a mesterem a Gasztani Kálmán, a lányos zavarom van.
Semmi, hát az... So actually, és most nagyjából elmondtam, igen, amit te korábban, úgyhogy nyugodtan folytathatod.
És egyébként viszont az online galériáknál pont a Terravárnál,
elfelejtettem, majd a végén el fogom mondani,
hogy volt egy nagyon jó élményem, és épp a Terravárnál, hogy egyszer csak kaptam egy e-mailt, és megkerestek Amerikából, és rácsodálkoztam, visszakérdeztem, hogy találtak meg, hát azért Magyarország egy kis hely, hát ugye igazából nekem baráti követőim vannak, és hogy van egy galéria, aki ugye, ha nála nyersz, akkor hirdet, mint good artist. És ők ott találtak meg, és azokkal a képekkel kerestek meg, hogy ők azt meg szeretnék vásárolni, és én annyira csodálkoztam.
Vagyis Terravárnába állítottak, és itt találtak.
Nekem is volt ilyen, hogy a Terravárna által találtak meg ugyanígy. Így. És azt hittem, hogy kamu, tudod, tehát hogy az első.
És rácsodálkoztam én is.
So it's interesting because Timé said that so it's very important for her, of course, to find a gallery for like everyone who's here said that it's very important. And for an online gallery, she said that she is very grateful to your gallery because you will know why. First, she thought it's a little bit like without personal connection because you don't see the artist. You just at the same time, it's not a disadvantage, it's an advantage because you see only the artwork. You don't see the biography and list of awards and anything, so you just see the artwork. And what is very interesting that both ladies, I mean Timé and Matilda, they had that experience that they were contacted by other galleries who were following your gallery. And saying that they would like to see their artwork in their galleries because they saw them in Terravárna.
Oh, so exactly
what
I was
exactly
saying.
what you were saying. So yeah, so here is a live example of that.
Okay.
Nem reagáltam semmitre, mert én azt hittem, hogy kamu. Tehát, hogy én azt mondtam, hogy ilyen nincs, tehát, hogy no possible, hogy a Terravárnáról engem megkeressenek, tehát, hogy így.
So Matilda thought it's some fake thing, and because now you really are very often contacted by some cheaters, NFL and those terrible things that they take your money and so a lot of
scams and everything.
Scammers of all types.
Yeah.
So we're we two left. So please.
So I'm not going to speak a lot, but what I'm going to say is like what I really liked is what I was going to say is the art very rarely sells. It's the stories that sell, and it's always I feel like that's what is represented by everyone. Like It's not the art. I mean, you have a feeling, obviously, if you look at Guernica, you have a feeling, right? But then you have to think about, the Spanish Civil War, why Picasso did that, and what happened, like all of that things come into play. And without that, I really doubted that, it would have made...
could make be so successful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, obviously we are not Picassos, hopefully, we'll all be, but, realistically we probably wouldn't. So either way, but it's still, the little things, little pleasures in life, little things, little pains, or little, that is what is showing as art, right? I mean, anything that and if I can philosophize a little bit, scientifically, like, if it's like math and all of this is very rigid and very disciplined, right? So, but art is what have made humans in some ways, right? Like from the period where you saw in the Lascaux cave, or they were painting these bisons and all of that. That's what is separate from the other animals, I guess. We're animals too, but somebody dancing against a fire, like putting those things, and that's how. And this is the culmination, I think, like zenith. I wouldn't say zenith; it's going to keep growing. Maybe AI is zenith. Who knows? I don't know. but I hope not. But I think I really love all the stories and how it is. I didn't, to be honest with you, I was like mesmerized. I didn't expect the stories to go that far in, and it felt like so human. Like every story is very different.
Very different. Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to imagine. Like you cannot write a story about it. It's the story of yourself, and then whenever you hear, it's still smarter than anything that you could think of.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
By the way, I have the story with you because
with me.
as I told you, I started to paint in 2020 before COVID started, and as you all know me, I am really a person of. So I mean, my husband, we lived together for 35 years. And once I asked him, what is the feeling to have a Russian wife? Because, I'm Russian. And, as I think I'm a good wife, so I cook, I don't cheat on my husband, I love my family and everything. So I hoped him say that, oh, it's so good to have a Russian wife. He looked at me, thought a little bit and said, I can say it in one word. It's complete unpredictability.
Unpredictability.
Why? So what are you meaning by that? Me being unpredictable. So what? And when I told it to Alexander, he said, "Oh, he's completely right." So I am like Hungarian Vizsla. You never know exactly where she goes, and it's like if anyone would ask me, tell me that I would be an artist and have a gallery 10 years ago, I would say, "You're completely mad, so never talk to me anymore." But now I have it, and but even within the art, I always find different styles, different materials, and I'm very curious about everything. And so you remember I had this personal exhibition with you, and Teravarna takes it very seriously, so I suppose that being an online gallery, they need to see a person and to know for sure that that was the person who painted and not stolen different Pinterest painter pictures from and saying that it's him. So I had a big interview with you and with Shamima, I suppose, and maybe somebody, maybe Indira was all there also. And so, because I had to show for individual show, I had to showcase a lot of my artwork. So I showed you 50 or I don't know how much. And I remember they said, so, Katya, it's so strange for us because they're all like beautiful, but they don't look like being painted by the same person.
Yeah.
How can it be? I say, sorry, I can't answer you, because it's like I always try different things. And love number 1 is soft pastel, love number 2 is aquarelle, love number 3 is oil with palette knife, but I also like acrylic, I also like collage techniques, I also like mixed media. So actually, I think then big nightmare, I am talking now as an artist, the big nightmare of today is the so-called requirement of style. You have to have your own style. And the majority of art dealers think that the style is that you paint the same. I mean, for example, you paint the city landscape. And you paint only the landscape from the beginning to the end, and 100 landscapes, and from that you will be recognizable. So if I am made to paint the same for more than one time, I will die. So I think it's not the style. It's like I repeat myself. It's just repeating myself. It has nothing to do with real art. Because I think we spoke about Picasso. So you can see his artworks of different styles. He's the young
one
Picasso.
Of the few artists who kind of always changed, right?
Different, and that's why he was also. I'm not comparing myself to Picasso, sorry, but he was also a curious person. He was also always trying things. He was always trying to understand what is close and what is far. And that is, for me, it's difficult to paint in series, because I start painting it and then I think that some kind of subject, it requires a special technique. So some things I want to paint with soft pastel, and other ones with oils, with palette knife. The only thing I can say about myself that I don't love details. So I'm not the type of person who is painting hyperrealistic things. So I'm more abstract than that. But yes, for me it's the same problem with the style and also with storage of my artwork, because I'm called a matte printer by my family. I'm very quick. So during the first year of my painting, I painted 250 artworks, which of different sizes. So it's not like slide. I don't mean sketches, and it was only 1 year, and I paint for 5 years already. So fortunately, I have a big house. I have gallery, which is full. One of the storage rooms is full of my artworks. And actually, it's also like story about your mom. My husband, who wanted me to go back into business, he tried to wait a little bit to suffer. Maybe she gets tired of painting, but not. No, I didn't. So he came to me and said, "See, I think that family members have to earn money together." So he never knew what results will be, because that was the time I found out that my painting club should open, and in a week's time I already had my painting club, my assistant, and girls who came painting, and since that we have a very successful painting club, which is existing for more than the gallery. It's already more than 3 years we exist. And we have a closed group in Facebook, which has more than 1,000 members already. And we actually never had any advertisement. Now we pay maybe $5 a month for Instagram and Telegram advertisements. But actually that was a story that my husband said, complete miracle. So without any marketing, without nothing, we come, and sometimes we have here 20 people who come to paint. And of course it's not real art for me. Of course it's not a conceptual art. It's just I show how to paint, but it gives you so much energy, and it's healing people. I really know a few people who came here being in depression, having loss in their family, and being really in bad mood, and coming and painting, they found this peace inside. But for my husband, poor thing, it didn't work like he wanted. But I'm very happy with this. So I think.
Yes, I was sometimes at your club, and it was very good, because normally I paint alone, but sometimes you need a company.
You need a company, yeah.
A company which gives you good mood, and you will be not depressed. And I also took once my grandson, who was very overwhelmed with this project and was very happy, because he painted a nice picture with flowers. And the next week was Mother's Day, and my daughter-in-law received this painting, and they were very proud of this product, and it is hanging on the wall. and my grandson also got a prize now for a drawing of a tail figure, and he got a nice present, tickets to the zoo.
Oh, wow.
And they will go to the zoo.
So you see, it's really fantastic, and this is the motive of today's talk, that none of us is painting for money. So it's,
Yes.
of course we are happy if it's sold. I mean, if this artwork is sold.
Örömfestők vagyunk.
But yeah, but
Nem tudom,
actually,
örömfestők vagyunk.
so we are painting for
joy.
our own
Love.
joy, for our own happiness. And we also try to give happiness to others. Of course, we have problems with buying the stuff to paint, with storing it, and we can be really very happy when it's sold. But I suppose this is why we are not going to die. I mean, not someday we will. I mean, like art is not going to die because people are not doing it. Some are doing it for money, of course, but I think the vast majority of people are doing it for happiness, inside peace, and making the world a little bit happier than it is, I think.
This is a nice task anyway, to make the world happier than it is. But one of my friends asked me, but how do I start with the painting? And I told her that I wake up in the morning and I have something in my head, and then I have to paint, and then I do that. So in my head there is the picture.
You know, it's a very interesting thing. I also wanted...
May I join you?
Of course.
Because I also have a story then to tell.
I just tell you a story with this world, making a world happier, and what is the freedom of an artist. Because you know, as you know, I'm Russian, and we have the Ukrainian war here. And what is very tragic for us, because you know, Russians and Ukrainians are like they are together. Of course, now we are divided by this war, but all Russian families have Ukrainian relatives and vice versa. So for me, it was and it stays a greatest tragedy in the history, in our history. So when the war started, and you know, I am very, I don't know how it's, I am very sensitive for all, so for example, in the Yugoslavian war, I was physically sick. I was physically sick when it happened, and I told my husband that it is just a start, because they make any war wherever they want, with any found reason, they make it.
Yeah.
And I was really very sick. With the Ukrainian war, I was even more sick because it's closer. And so I made a series of artworks about war that are very hard to watch. It was right, but you know, I just couldn't leave before I made it. And for example, on one of those artworks, there are 3 women sculptures, but they look like women. One is which is hung up. The other is with cut out heart. The third one with sewed mouth. And for that, I had to find photo references from the war hunger people, and those were so dark energies with this. But I had to spit it out from myself, and after I did it, I felt happier because I could show my attitude to the war with that. And then I put it on the social media, and you can't imagine what comments I got. An artist must show happiness and must show good things, and not put this dark scam and make us cry even more. And I said, really, yeah. And you know, and when I tried, there were some friends of mine who wrote that not in rude form, but like you should be positive and so. But I realized that there are different people. Some people, they really are painting deliberately. So they have, I want to be happy today, so that's why I am painting a happy landscape. And it's also a point of view, and it has a right to exist. But other people, they paint, like you said, you can't stop it because otherwise you die.
And plus, if I want to paint vase with flowers, and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful flowers and a vase, and I start painting, no, it goes in a totally different direction. No vase, no flowers. It comes out something totally that I didn't expect. That was initiated by this beautiful vase and flowers, and then I said to myself, okay, Alisa, listen to your intuition and just follow that through.
Yeah.
You were saying, can I just say something regarding the war and why people don't want to see what's happening, and they are constantly shutting down. So that's why we are not moving forward. I did art therapy workshops for a few years to heal myself, and also learn through dance, through theater, through stories, writing and all that, and plus painting. And this is where I realized, oh my God, I have so much of negative energy towards what has happened that I never really discussed it, never really let it all out of me. I was scared to say it because they will judge me, they will hate me, they will say, oh, what kind of person she is, if I really say what I think. This is the series that I was showing to you guys, where the person is throwing up and the person is in a box, like get out of the box, see better, see more, see outside, or throw up all the pain. This is first time I did bed series, and this was in Corona 2020, and those paintings I've sent to Berlin. There was a show, a competition, and they chose one of those paintings for their cover for the catalog. I didn't know, so it just catalog came, and I'm like, wow, seeing my artwork, which was not nice. It was really like ugly painting, person, some kind of person throwing up. So throw up all the bad things inside of you to be better, to heal, to let it all out. Like, I really think that we as a society, especially in Bosnia and Herzegovina, we've been always so polite, so nice. Don't say bad words, don't yell, don't tell people you really stuffed me and you really hurt me, and don't say that, because you need to be nice and be on a proper side of communication. While everyone is full of anger, full of frustration, thank you, and they're storing that inside of them for last 50 years, and even the whole area, not only Bosnia, but we're talking about Croatia, Serbia, and what's happening also in Ukraine is what's happening now. You can see that people are hurt and no one is listening because it's all inside. And no one is taking it out to say, wow, we really need to discuss the pain. It's a really big topic. This topic is really...
But it's another part of this that I know few Ukrainian people who were there in the cellar when they had to, bombs were falling, and they were sitting in the cellar and they were painting beautiful landscapes, because they said, we had to paint something just to remain sane, just not to get mad with this. And it's also a point of view of this healing art. So healing can be different. Healing can be very pleasant, like we are painting something when we are happy and the painting is happy, but sometimes it can be like an operation, cutting.
But you have insights, like when you are painting. Like I have a dialogue within me. So I'm painting and then I'm talking to myself. And there is this dialogue in my head that sometimes I write things on canvas, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just have this conversation that is really, I'm discussing it with somebody, like, oh, no, why didn't I say that, or what do I think about this, why is this hurting me? So then I'm writing it down, and then I paint through color. I don't take the photograph and then I paint what I feel, and then it comes out, and then I follow it, and I paint series.
You were happy?
I was telling Alicia, you were saying
I
that
am
you
too
see
happy
that.
people
No,
here.
I paint like
This style of
15 or 20 paintings at once, and then I take them out, I take all out, and then I come back, and then I'm layering, looking at them, speaking with them, and then all that. So I am a little bit different than you.
Okay, it's fantastic.
It's all good. It's all good.
Different.
But started with the flowers, but you have to follow your intuition. You have to follow what you love to do and do it for you.
So
I think actually it's a very big question, because I'm not an artist. I'm a photographer. Basically, I finished the courses and I tried to be artistic in photography. But photography is not like fine arts. It's a little bit different, because usually you don't sell photos. You usually sell your work. And selling work, creative work, is always a different, always a hard thing, because you have a concept and you have a vision and you are a professional. And the clients go in, like ideally, to buy your concept because they like the concept. They like your vision of colors, the shapes, everything. Your creative mind, and they are paying for it. That's the ideal situation that is never present, because usually people want to have the photos like in a journal, like in IKEA and anywhere, and they are paying you not for what you want to do. Yes. They are paying for what they want you to do. Yeah. And that's a thing where every artist, whether a photographer or not, has to think: do I want to earn money here and now and lose my honesty and lose my character, or I will put it away for some time to earn some money, or I go completely in a different direction, and then okay, I will be honest, I don't do things like that. I do what I want to do, and pay me if you want or not, or if not, then go away. That's a very hard decision to make. I was 22, 23 when I started taking photos, and I was young, and every young person wants everything to happen now at the moment, because you want to earn money, you want to be successful, you want to go on and to be very well known everywhere, and then that never happens. It never happens immediately. You have to work like 10 years. Yeah, and being that style thing is actually also present in photographers' lives, because again, you will be great and big only when you have a style and you have a vision. And that's also a big thing, because you have to have it to
get to.
But it's a hard
work, and it's not coming like starting from today. My style is this and that. It's coming.
Might be, but yeah, it's difficult.
It's coming with experience.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
And by the way, it's Alexander Varady, and who is the author of the whole visual concept of the both galleries. I mean, the logo, the style of the gallery, everything which is on the website of our gallery, the design, it's his work. So he's an artist. He is an artist. And
no, I'm the engineer. You know, I'm taking ready-made parts and then I put them together.
It's called collage. You know, it's part
mixed
of art.
media. Yeah, I know.
It's mixed media. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
I understand what you mean by you not selling yourself, because I had a couple who came into my art studio in Melbourne a long time ago, and said that they needed something blue to go with their blue couch. And I was like, and I really don't
that
use,
starts very bad.
I
mean, if you go to an artist,
I don't use blue, and I don't I've really never had that before, and it took me a while. And I said, I was very careful, and I said, I really, I can offer you to have a look what I have got. So if you like something, great, but I really don't do that kind of paintings. And I stood my ground at that time, and all my life after that it was so easier later, because I said it, and I never really backed down. So that was good that you did. I think we learned from that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, for these reasons, if you want just decoration, then go for AI. Ask the AI to make something and then print it out.
To your coach.
I mean, don't bother the artists. I mean, artists have visions and concepts.
And we had this.
Yeah, that's a fantastic story, because the gallery was closed and we were placing another show. I was here hanging the artworks and doing all this stuff, and then a guy who actually he rushed into the gallery. It was Monday. We are closed, 11 a.m. We are just here to place the artworks. He rushes in. He doesn't say hello. Doesn't say anything. He just rushes to a painting of a Hungarian artist named Kun Zoltán, or Zoltán Kun. He's an abstract, a bit like Picasso, a little bit of that style, and Mexican motives and everything. And he says, I like this painting. How much is it? Because there was no labels at the time. Not yet, because it was Monday. Yeah. And I watched, I looked that up. I said, okay, it's some hundreds of euros, I'm not sure. And he said, okay, I like it. Can you make it smaller? Can you make it smaller? That's the most unusual thing I was ever asked in a gallery. Can you make it smaller? What do you mean? Can you contact the artist so he will paint it for me, the same artwork but smaller? I said, I'm not sure, I'm not very well familiar with the artist, so leave me your telephone number, I will call you back. And then he says, okay, yeah, and also tell him that I love this guy. He resembles me, but I want, on my painting, I want him to resemble me even more. And he had okay, after talking to him for 5 minutes, I understood that he wants to change completely everything, just not the composition. The composition was, okay. And then came the thing. One more thing, like Apple says in the presentations. And he said, yeah, and I want it smaller, like 60 by 40, because otherwise it doesn't fit into my toilet. And I could tell about him that he has money, so he is okay with paying like several thousands. Good collector who puts art into his toilet. I phoned up the artist and said, can you do that for us? And he said no, because I painted once and I cannot. I'm not because I don't want to. I just cannot repeat it.
I painted it once and I forget it, and my next painting will be different. And by the way, I can't make it on this small canvas.
Yeah, and I don't want to, and that's it. And that's the argument. And this is where the questions start to arise. Is it a good person who puts art into his toilet? Is it a disgrace for the artist that his art is there?
No, it's not.
It's not.
Because I'm going to put art in our toilet too, in the gallery, and I'm making the artworks for that, because I know that a lot of artists will think it is disgraceful, because if I go to Peter and say, Peter, please paint something for our toilet, he will send me very far. So that's why I decided to do it myself. So after some time you will see art in your toilet, because by the way, I am a believer, so I'm a Christian, and I read letters of a guy whose father became a saint. During socialism, he was executed. He was killed by Soviets because he was a pope, and And this guy, he was his son, he said that in our family, you know, people think that icons can be put only on beautiful place in a room and everything. But we think that the face of God or Mother of God is everywhere, can be everywhere. So we had icons also in our toilet. So from this, because actually everything, when we go to toilet, it's also made by God. So it's not like we are
good place
doing
to pray. Yeah.
it can be
Actually, thank you, group.
So in the US, there's a you know these toilets. There's a company who makes it, and the name of the company is Church. So you have this urinal, right? It says church right here. And I'm not kidding. And I'm an atheist, so I mean for me it was like the happiest thing. You know? It didn't really matter, but the fact that it was church, okay. And this gives me an extra pleasure, you know, like to be, to be there like a few more seconds. So this is the opposite, but yeah, but you're right. Church should be. I mean, why not? You know,
why
like,
not?
If they
why
made
not?
it, if he's
why not
really
have
or she
art?
has really
Why
made
not
it.
have art?
Why-
So I'm doing
she
it
would
now.
need
You will
that
see
too,
it after
so.
some time. Maybe on the 21st I will show you a part of the. This will be a series because I have, you know, in toilet you can have to to keep the size of the colors in the same strand. Sorry.
And the other thing is, you know, this is a fact though. Like, this is not a joke anymore. But like in the toilet, when you're in the toilet, right, or even in the bathroom, you spend a good deal of time there when you're on your own. So like if you have like art elsewhere on the wall, you might not even look at it, like in your dining room. But there, you're there, like for 2 minutes, you know, every few hours. So it'll force you to look at it. No, I mean seriously, right?
Yeah, it's
a
actually
it's a
a
new
good
concept.
It's
And you see, if we don't have this conversation today, so after this conversation, we all became like relatives, no? So it's like very warm thing, and those subjects would never arise if we just stay online. So this is the thing why we have to be here, personally, meet each other, talk to each other, and love each other. And even in toilet. Sorry.
Art is everywhere. And we are art.
So we are already, you know, encouraged with new concepts, without
Yeah.
new views of our future.
Vision. Yeah. Warm toilet.
Okay.
So guys, I think that was a fantastic conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me in at the very end.
And thank you all, you're all fantastic, all so unique. And thank you very much for being with us today, and not only today, but in general. And I think that it will remain forever in our memories.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending the whole Saturday with our gallery.